Welcome guys. Now let's take a look at the fourth component of Selenium, that is Selenium Grid. So here we will be seeing what Grid is, why it is used, how to configure Grid, and various other important things that we can do with Grid. Now first of all, let's start with what is Grid. Basically Grid is a configuration that we're gonna do which helps us running code parallelly or simultaneously on multiple machines or multiple browsers at the same time. So Grid does not have its own code. It's only the configuration that we will be doing. Coding will be done only in RC or in WebDriver. Now let's take up a real-time scenario. Here let's suppose I have 500 test cases in my project, right? Then I can distribute these test cases on 3 machines, and I can have these test cases executed parallelly on these 3 machines. So what I can do is that I can have 100 test cases run on the first machine, then 200 test cases run on the second machine, and then the rest test cases will be executed on the third machine. Now this executing will basically not involve any machine configuration. These will actually be running on different ports available on these machines, which we will be configuring and which can also be configured on the same machine. Yes, we can have the same setup with different ports running on the same machine as well with using Selenium Grid. So here I will be showing you the parallel execution of test cases using Selenium Grid on the same machine but on different ports, because demonstrating on multiple machines in a video tutorial would not be feasible. But again, the same steps you can follow to configure the grid for parallel or sequential execution on multiple machines. Right now, let's say if I have a hub over here, let's say this is my hub. Like this is my hub, and I have 4 nodes over here. This is my first node, this is my node 1, this is my node 2, and this is my node 3. Right. So this is my node 1. This is my hub, and this is my node 1. My node 2. And this is my node 3. So basically what I can do over here, let's say my hub is running on the default port of Selenium, that is 4444. This is on one machine I have configured my hub, and it is listening the port 4444. On my other node, my first node is listening to the port, let's say 5555. This is the port on my first node, and same way I can have another port that is one port like 6666. running on node 2, and then I can have the third node running on the port, let's say 7777, right? So this way I will be configuring the nodes. I will have my Selenium on node 1 running on the port 5555, on node 2 Selenium will be running on the port this, and the node 2 3 the Selenium server, I mean the Selenium will be running on port this, and my hub will be running on the port 4444. Now I can also configure it like this way, that on let's say on my node 1 I want IE should open, the browser IE should open, and on machine 2 or node 2 I want the browser Chrome should open, and on node 3 I want the browser let's say Firefox should open. And what I can do, that I can have the parallel execution of these test cases. I can also execute this 500 test cases parallelly on multiple machines on different browsers, or I can distribute these test cases like 100, 200 and 200 and have them sequentially executed one by one on these browsers, on these different browsers, right? And it's not that that I can only have like same browser, or I can only have one browser on one node, and then the second browser on second node, and the third browser on third node. I can even have three browsers running at the same time for a parallel execution on the same node as well. So one node, node 1 can also have the browsers running, i.e. Chrome and Firefox, and same the node 2 can also have three browsers, the node 3 can also have three browsers or multiple browsers running at the same time for parallel as well as the sequential execution. Same way I can have the same setup running on same one machine as well. So these three nodes, it can be on a different machine, that like node 1 is on machine 1, node 2 is on machine 2, and node 3 on machine 3. I can have the same setup running on one machine as well. I can have these three nodes running on same one machines with all these different browser configuration as well. Now this is all about what hub is and what node is and what their roles and what their roles are inside the grid. And now let's gonna see how they are actually configured and how they are actually used. Now let's see how to configure this grid. In order to configure the grid, we need to go to seleniumhq.org. I'll click on this downloads, and here we need to download this version 2.32. Basically, grid is available with this jar file. It is not available from these jar files. If we need to work on grid with WebDriver as well, we need this jar file. So when I download it, it will come like this. I have stored it over here, C drive, software jars. This is the same jar file which we used for Selenium RC as well, right? Selenium server standalone jar file. Now how what is the very first step that we need to do? The very first step is that we need to open up a hub. We need to when we go to command prompt, and I'll go to the location where we have downloaded the jar file. It's under C drive, softwares, jars, and in order to register a hub, I need to write java -jar, and then I'll be giving the jar file that I have downloaded. It's this, and with this I'll say -role and then hub, and when I press enter, my hub will be registered on the port 4444 by default. So this is the by default port on which the hub will be registered. I can anytime change this port as well. Right now, if I directly go to my local host 4444, if I say localhost 4, you can see that it's saying that you are using grid, and this is your grid version 2.32. And if you click over here more help, then you will see, you will find a complete documentation on grid which is being provided by seleniumhq.org, right? And here now this is the most important page, your monitoring page of grid. When you click on right now, you don't see much things over here because we haven't configured our nodes and browsers so far. So this is the area where you will be seeing all the configuration, right? Now same way I can configure the node as well. So I have a hub running on this port 4444. In order to configure a node, I will be opening one more command prompt from here, and I need to make sure that the hub is already running. I should not close this, otherwise the hub will be closed. And what I'll go to the same directory where I have the jar file downloaded. I'll go to this location, and then I'll write java -jar, then I'll call the jar file through which I have registered my hub, and then I'll say -role as in WebDriver, since I'm working with WebDriver, hyphen my hub is on HTTP. I'll give the location of my hub, that is on localhost :4444. This is the port on which my hub is running, my grid hub, and then I'll say register, then -port, and the port number on which I want to register my hub. So this configuration I will be doing it on the other machine, the machine 2, like separate from my hub machine. But here it's not possible to demonstrate you the second machine, so I am doing it on this machine. Same thing, you can do it on another machine. Then instead of localhost, you need to give the IP of that machine, right? So I'm giving the port as 5555, and you need to make sure that whatever you write over here all should be in small letters. There shouldn't be anything in the capital letter, and there should not be any mistake. Otherwise it will the configuration will not be proper and your hub will not be registered. Although it will not gonna throw any error, but I mean it will create a lot of problems. I mean if you don't write this thing accurately. Now when you press enter, now your your node will be registered, and it's saying that okay, it's done. So over here you can see that the node is registered, registering the node to this hub, right? So this is done now. Now if you refresh your hub, if I refresh my hub, then I can see that this is listening to this is the hub that is being registered on this port, and it supports all these browsers. Now what are these configurations that we will be coming to it, and these are basically the default configuration that we got on this node. I mean it supports multiple browsers, and we can also adjust these browsers as well. If I want that only 3 Firefox should be there on this node, and 2 Chrome and 1 IE should be there, so I can do this configuration by my own as well. Now let's configure these browsers first. Now if I want that my node 1 should support only Firefox, only one browser instance of Firefox, then what I can do on the node, I'll first kill my node by pressing Control C, and then again with this command I will say hyphen browser and then the browser name, and name, the N should be in capital letters, and equal to, I'll give the browser as Firefox, and again press enter, and it will register this node again. And once it is registered, I'll again refresh it, and you can see only one session of the Firefox is showing now. Same way, if I want one Firefox and one Chrome and one IE, so I will keep on appending the browser name over here, like again hyphen browser and then the browser name equal to, let's say I want to work with IE, so I'll say I explore, and then again hyphen browser and then the browser name equal to, let's say Chrome, and when I press enter, and let's see, it is again registering the node, and okay, it has been registered. When I refresh it, you will see one instance of Firefox, one instance of IE, and one instance of this Chrome is registered on this node. Now I can also increase the instance of these browsers over here. Let's say I want a 3 Chrome over here on this node, along with this one Firefox and one IE. So what I can do, I can with the browser I can also append, let's say if I want to increase it with Chrome or Firefox, let's say with Chrome first, I can say put a comma over here, and I'll say I can say max instances equal to 3, and when I press enter, and now if I refresh it, okay, so it means that I did some mistake over here, and let's say what is the mistake, I'll close it. Okay, the I should be capital of max instances, so I'll say max instances equal to 3, and I'll again enter it, and it will again register the node. See, when I have made this error, made this mistake, it has not thrown any error, right? It has registered the node with the same same statement that I have given. It has not thrown any error. So you need to be very careful. Now you can see 3 instance of this Chrome is showing over here. Same way, if I need to increase the instance of Firefox, so I'll again close it, and with this with Firefox as well, I'll after this Firefox, I'll put a comma, and I'll say max instances equal to, let's say I want 4 instance of Firefox, and then I'll press enter, and this will now register Firefox with 4 instance. Now when I refresh it, you can see 4 instance of Firefox are registered with this current node. Now you can also see this 5 concurrent test over here, which means that at a time this node can only support 5 browser instance, right? At a time, let's say we have 4 Firefox over here, 1 IE, and 3 Chrome, which is like 8 browser instance over here. Not even 8, 9 browser instance over here, right? So I can also increase or decrease this concurrent test. I can also increase at like on this node how many tests will be supported concurrently, how many instance will be supported over here, and what will be the max instance that will be supported. So how I will do that, it's only one line that I need to append with this node. So I'll again stop it, and what I'll say after this, I need to say hyphen max session. Now this session will be common for all the browsers, so I need not to give it individually with each browser. So I'll say hyphen max session, and let's say I'll change it to 4, and I press enter, and it is again registering to the node. And now when I refresh it, you can see this has been changed to 4. Alright, so if you see, I have written everything here for you in this PowerPoint presentation. How to what we have seen so far: how to start a hub, and then how to register a node to that hub, how to set up the supported browsers like IE, Firefox, and Chrome, and how what is a concept of max instance and max sessions. So that we have seen so far. And similarly, there is one more thing that we skipped over here while configuring the node, is we need to set up the Chrome and IE drivers as well. You remember when we were dealing with Chrome and IE browsers while studying WebDriver. So we have downloaded some chrome.exe and IE driver server.exe file to support Chrome and IE, right? So same thing, we need to configure it with Chrome as well. In case we are working with Chrome, then this is the command that we need to append it in our final command, like this hyphen this. And if we are working on IE, let's say for Chrome and IE we are working on both, so we'll first we can append first browser like this, and then after giving the space, second browser like this. So how it will go, let's say I open up command prompt, and I'll stop my this again, and over here I'll go to this, or let's say if I after Java, I'll copy this thing and paste it here. Oops. Right, so this is for Chrome. I need to do it like this, and I run it. So this is registered for Chrome. Same way I need to do it for IE as well. So for IE as well, after this Chrome, I'll again put a space, and then I'll use the same, let's say I'll write it over here, d webdriver dot chrome dot IE dot driver, and I'll give the path like C colon softwares colon, and then the IE driver server. It's IE driver server dot exe. So this will configure my Chrome driver as well IE driver server, which will be used when I am accessing the Chrome as well as the IE browsers. So in over here, I mean on the hub, you will not see any changes over here, right? But the changes will be seen when you are automating your website and using it great through on IE or Chrome browsers, right? So this is one of the thing I have mentioned, the final command as well over here. When I will be giving you this document, you will get all these list of commands from here. You You can access all this from here. And now let's talk about, see, this is what we have done so far. We have our first hub configured, and we have our first node configured on this port 5555, and same way I can configure the node 2 as well on the same machine, right? So how will I do that? I have this hub running, I have this node running. So same way I'll open up another command prompt, and I'll go to the same location where my jar file is, software jars, and then I'll copy the same command. I'll use the same command, but this time I'll use it on a different port. So what I'll do, I'll open up a notepad and just make some changes to this command. This time I'll open up in port 6666, and let's suppose it supports maximum sessions as 3, and maximum instance for Firefox 2, and I have 1 session, and Chrome it should also be 1, right? And it will be registered to the same hub, and I'll copy this, and on the new one I'll just paste it. Okay, there are some errors because there is some mistake in copy pasting this, so I need to correct them, and there are some spaces in between. Alright, now let's see, let's running it again, and this time it should work fine. Paste it over here, and then press enter. Okay, I again have some errors over here. Let's see what errors are there. For Chrome, okay, I should not give any space over here. No space over here, and no space over here. Alright, so you need to make sure that you don't make any mistake while executing this, otherwise you won't know whether it will gonna error out or not. Now if I just refresh my hub again, you will see the second port, the second node has also been started with 3 concurrent sessions on 2 Firefox, 1 IE, and 1 Chrome. So at a time this node will gonna support the 3 sessions out of these 4 browsers, right? So this way, this is the way how we can configure n number of nodes on same machines. As well, if I have given the different IP, I can set up it on a different machine as well. Alright, now let's see what we have seen so far. So far we have seen what is a grid, what are hubs and nodes in a grid, what is a grid console, how to configure nodes and hubs inside it, what are the maximum instance and maximum session in a grid, and how to set up that maximum instance and session, and how to configure grid for IE and Chrome driver support, and then registering multiple nodes on a same hub from a same machine. So this is what we have seen so far. Now we're gonna practically see how to execute our test cases on these nodes and on these browsers with the help of grid. For that, what we're gonna do, I will be opening up Eclipse. I'll be going